Okay, so this is our fourth bed that we've kind of come up with. This is going to be an herb bed, so herb and maybe some tomatoes or something. We'll figure something out. But I've laid it out, but I just kind of took some measurements, and I know that I want to have it 4 feet wide. This one's going to be 8 feet long, and then at the end I'm going to have kind of another one of those little, it'll jut out another foot, and then come up to my fence line up here. What I did was I actually pre-planned this one, marked it out with spray paint so I know where I'm going to have all my boards are going to lay, and where I can dig out. There's a little bit of grass there, and I'm just going to leave it because I'm going to have about 16 inches of dirt over top of it. Shouldn't be a problem, and even though it wouldn't take much effort, I just don't feel like ripping that stuff out right now. That bed over there, where we had some neat plants and stuff like that, this is going to get ripped out, and the dirt that's excess in that hill there will go into this bed here. We've got to move that so that we can get access to the side of the bed, and then lining all in this area over here to block that fence on our left is going to be a bunch of arborvitae, which will be going in after these beds. So construction on our fourth bed has started, and is really getting pretty close to being done. What I did do was I actually primed each side of this wood because generally I wasn't really going to do that, but then my wife asked if we could maybe think about painting these beds and stuff, so thought it would be a pretty good idea, if nothing else, to have her you know, just happy and make it look a little bit better with fresh paint. So I used an oil-based primer. I did each side. As long as I was doing one, I just figured I would do the other. I've also just continued with the butt joinery, trying to keep everything so it's, you know, just kind of overlapped. And I'm going to show you generally what I'm talking about here. This is where we started off how we've been doing all of our joints, where we took a 3/4 inch spade bit and recessed, so our bolt heads, well, these are actually lag screws, so that those are recessed underneath the surface. And what I wanted to do for all these outside corners is have the lag screws kind of match up, so I didn't have, you know, there's one here and here, and then we get to the other side, and then there's one there and maybe there, so it's all goofy looking. So what I did do, I just took you could do a tape measure or whatever, but I'm just using a carpenter's speed square, so that I find about the center and roll that over. I'll make my pencil mark, and then I transfer it to the other side. So this actually right here is parallel with the screw over here, and the same thing stands for this one being over there. And then I'm going to center off on this piece of 2x that I have jointed up or sistered to the other board here. The reason being, we've spoken in the past about end grain, and this is that same situation where if we were to be using screws or bolts or nails or anything and just go into this end grain, this is real soft, and that's what I was talking about. You know, if this were end grain, it'll open it up, and it'll actually open everything up kind of like that, where the screw goes in and then the wood won't really come back around it. But if we go into here where there isn't any end grain, it's going to make for a much tighter and longer lasting fastening job. So I'm going to go ahead and recess these holes and get some screws, and then I'll show you how that goes. Okay, so my holes are drilled out, and what I want to do is make sure now that you know, my joints are nice and tight and everything's flush and as level as I can get it. So I'll just touch that up and make adjustments if I have to before I screw this in. Okay, so everything's nice and good to go for this corner. Of course, we have a little movement and stuff like that while I'm tightening everything, but for the most part, that's a nice, everything's tight and flattened up. You're going to ask what this brace is. And the reason that that thing is there and just kind of nailed in is to keep my distance the same. So I'm at 4 feet from inside to inside. Same thing up there, because that's all good to go. Everything's the same. And now I just have one last piece to put on. This is a 2-foot little run right here. There's only going to be one screw here because right there, this actual what is that, hunk of 2x4 that I have holding everything together, that one was a little short, so whatever. I'll maybe just hide 1 or 2 deck screws into here and fill the hole with a little bit of caulk or something like that. But that's a 2-foot jut. 1 foot here. This is 6 feet. The bed is 4 feet wide from inside to inside. And then this run over there is 6 feet. And then back here will be 5 feet for this back piece that we have to put on.
We're starting to finish our rearranging the beds.
Yeah.
We're almost done with it.
All right, so here goes. Rachel and I have added a bunch of composted stuff to this middle bed, right? And what do we put in today? Lettuces, right? Yeah, we put in some strawberries into Rachel's spot. Things are getting primed and painted and stuff like that. We need to put in some more brick and blah, blah, blah. These strawberries are quinalts. These are ever-bearing strawberries. And inside of here, same thing, quinalts. That is Rachel's strawberry patch. There's some over there that'll come and get spread all into here, but I'm going to wait till after they've borne their fruit. Garlic is all going well. Let's see, these bricks that are over here, there's a bunch of piled over there that used to be over there. Those bricks there are going to come all along this edge here and then in the front to make an arc. This side of the bed, just for now, has been soiled and seeded. We'll be pulling that out once we get all the brick, but for now I wanted to put seed down so that I didn't have a huge mess of mud. This bed is going to get a couple more inches, obviously. Well, about a half a foot. Compost thrown into it. What? Over here we just put in our raspberries.
Yep.
Did you help me with raspberries?
Yep.
And we're going to put down some stepping stones, some pavers, flagstone or Lannon stone, whatever you'd want to call it, for that raspberry. We'll talk about raspberries in another video. It's the bed we just built, blah, blah, blah. I'm kind of running out of ideas here to be talking about, simply because we're kind of finishing up the design phase of everything. That's where we are. Let's get up top here. And you can kind of see everything a little bit better that's going on. So that's the new bed that we built over there. This one brand new. That one back there brand new. This one redesigned. Presently housing garlic. Some new that addition over there is going to be housing more of our beans and peas and stuff like that. Lettuce just went into this one. We're a little bit behind on putting in some early crops because we've been working so hard on trying to get these beds up. So we'll see you guys again soon. Thanks a lot for watching this project. I'm babbling now, so I'll stop. Alright, so last thing I have really remaining is for this whole idea is to build maybe an arbor for grapes, or I'll probably, to be honest with you, just use this existing laundry line that I never took out, and I had planned on maybe building a little trellis here and putting it up for squash or something like that. Maybe I can sister onto that some grapes that I just purchased. So all things considered, I think this is going pretty well. Right now we've got some really nice soil in here. I mean, this stuff is quite fertile. Soft, hey Ray? Mm-hmm. Yep. Alright, and then the next thing going in is that, like I talked about with a trellis, we'll put some, this is Concord seedless grape. So I'm going to try that. I have never grown grapes before, so I'll give that a whirl. and we'll see you guys around at the next project.